What's going on, YouTube? It's Z-Man5697 here. This is going to be a fairly long video, just letting you guys know, because I haven't been on YouTube in a while. My last video was actually an attempt at Minecraft, and after the Minecraft attempt, I had the Crazy Train solo, which leads me to my first update. Alright, so if you come over here, I built this whole little stand over here in the basement. If you watch the transfer switch video, none of this was here. I got this. If you look at the crate down there, turns that on, and it turns the PV on and the RP350 down there, all with just a flip of that switch. This power strip is always on. Got my Ryobi battery here, stereo, surround sound system, and my printer. So, and then if you come over here behind this monitor, there's another cord that goes down that plugs in to this orange cord, and this plug constantly has power going to it. That wire runs up and goes out through the rafters, and I got one of these double breakers, as you guys saw, and I had one that was free, and it's hooked. It's all my guitar stuff is all on its own breaker now, which is great. So I'm starting in this corner. Well, I'll stay over here for a minute. All this computer and all that type of stuff, that's all down here now. This is where I recorded the Crazy Train solo, and got my cord. Should probably wrap that up. This is sort of new, dehumidifier for all this stuff down here. That's really different, but if you look over here, all of this used to be zip tied together, and I redid all this and made it look nice and neat, because if you guys have been following me for a long while now, you guys know I'm #1 on neatness. And this is just the plug, runs up and around and plugs in right here, but I just screw it right in where there was no terminals. This is new since the transfer switch video. As soon as I get some screws, I'll take this out, and because this just was temporary to mount the switch, I'll make this wire a lot neater. But all this does is goes up to that light right there, and that light comes right in through that wire and comes up the side and the back and runs right into the refrigerator breaker, which is F on the transfer switch. And a new thing on the transfer switch is this wire. As you guys remember, right outside of this wall right here, I used to have the transfer switch inlet box, but my mom finally spent the money, got me a 250-foot coil of 10-3 wire, and it now comes up here, goes all the way down here. I'm just gonna walk the distance here, all the way down to here where it curls, goes over the vent, comes out on the other side of the vent here, right there, goes over there, and it might be too dark for you guys to see, but and then goes, oh, that's kind of bad on my part, but if you look, I accidentally had it wrapped around this pipe, and this is the wire right here, and it goes up through a hole that's too dark for you guys to see, but that goes right up to the garage. But other than that, the basement framing is still at a halt until I get more wood. This is the newest add-on to the basement, even after the guitar stuff. This is my dog Bo, my German Shepherd Bo's pen. I have it right here, so it's really easy to just open this and let him run around outside. Got a 2x4 wedged in the door. These are the Bilco doors. And if we come up outside, got the snowblower already out and ready for winter. It used to be all the way in the back corner. The Charger still beautiful as ever. Four-wheeler, as you can see, it doesn't have any back tires on it right now. It's because my friend was going 40 down a path, clipped a tree, and did that. So I gotta heat that up and bend it back. Charger's still the Charger. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the lights in the garage, but I've fixed those. They're a lot bigger now. They used to just be the 2-bulb fluorescent lights. Now they're 4. The lawnmower, still just the lawnmower. Go-kart still needs to get fixed, but leads me back to the transfer switch case. Right here is that Coleman 6500 watt. Got the transfer switch plugged right into the remote inlet, and it runs back right into the wall right there, and that's where it comes out from the basement. And I have tested it. Every circuit still works. Before I hooked up the transfer switch, I hooked up a voltage meter, and from a before and after test, I've only dropped 2 volts going the extra distance. So no really big deal about the voltage drop on that. One thing I am gonna do though is, you see that light right there? I put that there like 3 years ago when I was still too little to know how the hell these things worked. So, and I still knew how to wire, so I just threw a wire right up and in there. And then, ghetto as it actually seems, I have a GFI right here that my Uncle Mark helped me put in. And that coil of wire that you see right there is what goes out the drywall. And it would go right into that. And yeah, and that's how we had light in the garage for a little while. But on a different note, I'm going to buy 2 or 3 of those canister lights, and put one, or probably 4 of them, put one here, one there, one there, one there. And what I intend to do is, they're going to be hardwired. The wire is going to come up and around, and I'm going to have it either sit on a shelf right here, but I'm going to buy 2 car batteries, have them hooked into an inverter, and then I'm going to have a switch right here. You can see where I've drawn out the lines. I'm going to have a switch right here, and so whenever the power comes out, I'm just going to flip on the switch. The inverter is going to kick on and turn on those lights, so I can see in here, and then that one fluorescent light that I tapped into the refrigerator circuit will be on as of when I turn on the generator, so then I'll have light down there to flick on the switch. So basically whenever the power goes out, just come out here, flip this on, and I'm going to try to rig something up, because it's either going to be where I have a switch to turn them on when the power goes out, or it's going to be a situation where I buy like a sump pump backup system and just hook that in to the lights. So you see my pup back there, he's running around like a nut. We'll walk the land real quick. I'll show you guys a few things out here. But what do you call it? I'm gonna have the backup sump pump system go right into the into those lights, so whenever it detects that the power's out, that those lights will automatically come on, like an emergency floodlight that people have. Kind of the same relevation to that. But my paths are starting to grow back in because the 4-wheeler's been out of commission for a little while. Haven't did a review on chainsaw lately, but this is the little seating area for the fire. The pool is just a mess. One year we forgot to close it, and this is why closing your pool is very important, because this is where it's gotten us. It's just all grown in now and kind of not even worth having. But anyways, other than that, on another note, I have that big slide over there that my dad was gonna hook up on the pool deck right to the filter, so we could have a slide. The pond is almost empty. I don't think you guys have ever seen the pond. It's almost empty. It usually fills up right to this ladder. This ladder is usually cut down or covered into the 3rd rung of water, but I'm actually happy that it's down pretty low, because that means I can get a chance before it gets too cold to get in here with the chainsaw, cut all these out, cut all the cattails out, and just get it nice and prepped for the winter. And then I'm gonna start running water into it from the house, so I can freeze it over for the winter and possibly do a little skating for myself. And it's a pretty sunny day. I bet you will find at least one snake back here sunbathing. I don't know, just gotta watch where you walk. Don't want to step on any. No, I'm not seeing any. Huh. It's usually pretty rare for back around here. Usually have quite a few, at least just slithering around somewhere. But you know, this is starting to grow back in. This is where all the 4-wheeler run was. Come up that side and go around the pond and so forth. And then I'll show you up here when we get a little closer. And you can kind of see it from here. If you would come right where we're walking right now with the 4-wheeler and hit this rock, you'd get about a good 2-3 feet of air. Nothing big, but you'd still get some air. And yeah, so that's the update on the property. And we'll walk this side of the property. That's all my logs for fires and stuff. I need to build a stack back here at some point, but yeah, filter, all this is just depressing to look at. And then we'll come up here to my pup, say hi to Mr. Bo. Some of my longtime fans, I should say, from all the way back from when I had my Freely46 channel. And for my channels, it goes from Freely46 to eman5698. And I know you guys are like, why 5698? That is because 5697 at the time was apparently taken. Oh, yep, he wants to come up and say hi to the camera. But calm down. And then it went from eman5698, kept trying for 5697, and when it eventually came available, I made it mine. And 5697 is May 6th, 1997 for when I was born. But before, he always tries to trip me, and it's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. But yeah, that's Bo, purebred German Shepherd. The only thing I have to do over here for the transfer switch is this, where the transfer switch inlet used to be. The breaker panel all comes in right through here and all that. So, but this, I gotta pull this through on the inside, and I already got the great stuff out here. This is my little Chicago electric generator that would run the sump pump and the furnace for whenever if I just needed, like, because you guys know, if you own a Coleman, that those are heavy and loud. So, and we have windows right here to my mom's bedroom and her balcony. And this right here is a little rain catch basin that you can kind of see the trench still that runs over to here and feeds out over to here and floods my neighbor's property. So it's not my problem anymore. Because if you look from the ditch, we have about a good 2-3 foot drop from the road there, and that just makes us a low spot on the street, so we get all the water from the street on our lawn, like you saw when I was replacing this, which leads me to my next update. I don't think you guys have seen this yet. The plug used to be inside the basin, which I thought was really stupid. So what I did is I ran the pump plug right up to here, and it works pretty well. Ever since I replaced the pump back whenever I did that video of where I pumped the water over there. And that's my house if you guys haven't ever seen it. But so the last thing I intend to do to wrap up this what do you want to call it, update video, is I'm going to go down to the basement right now, turn all the transfer switch breakers into the off position, and I'll show you guys one more time the transfer switch in action, now with the longer distance for the voltage to travel. And yeah, here's my basement. This, I actually didn't rob it, but my uncle was on a job and he got it out of an old furnace, hooked it up to an old this is a vacuum cleaner cord, and puts out a lot, and I mean a lot of air. So that's my fan down here for when I play guitar and it gets too hot. This is the Gibson, this is the Jackson. The Cherry Sunburst is over there. But so yeah. Alright, we'll turn furnace, sump pump, well, and that's the hot water heater, and that's the refrigerator. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank this cold water on to get all of the water out of the well system and to fill up the sump pit. So we'll have both of those two going. We're going to come up here now to my kitchen, where we will come to the dining room to turn the heat on. Just make sure it's on. We got 72 and a 65. It's always cold in this house. Alright, and we're going to come back to the basement now. Alright, and while that's refilling, or unfilling, I guess I should say, we'll go fire up the generator. Which still, by the way, starts on one pole. So, as I looked, and real quick, a story about this. You guys ever see those little enclosed motor yard machine snow blowers? And like 3 to 4 horsepower they are. Alright, so here's the story. I'd say this is about 10 years old from the guy I got it from, but it's a 8 horsepower motor. So I had that little yard machine's 3-4 horsepower piece of crap that wouldn't even do, like, from this handle this much snow. I mean, and you know, if you know anything about Buffalo, New York, that's just not going to cut it. So I bought this, but how I got this, I threw that yard machine snowblower up for $130. Some guy offered me $110 for it at about 15 minutes after I posted it. It was a snowy day. It was still snowing. Some guy out in the city of Buffalo, I live in a suburb of Buffalo, some guy in the city of Buffalo offered me $110 for it. Took it, found this on Craigslist for $110. Aaron's is a pretty good brand. This thing, it could be a little iffy for when it wants to start, but it does. It's got this little, you plug an actual house 120 line into it and hold down this, and it's an electric start. But yeah, so that's how I got that. But right now we'll head back to the generator, start that up so you guys can see. And I know all you safety freaks are going to be like, oh, you can't have that running in a closed garage. That's why I intend, whenever I get it running and whenever the power's out, I'm going to leave these windows cracked. But get this gas can out of here. Make sure we have enough gas inside this. Yeah, we have enough gas, we're good. Because I filled it up to test it, but... Alright, so we're gonna put the generator on, choke it. Alright, so, still loud as hell, that's for damn sure. I don't know how well the camera will be able to pick up any sound from the generator, but I'll try to be as quiet as possible so you guys can hear the bog down. And if you look, this handle is still on, so that just shows that the well is completely empty. Alright, so we'll start with the furnace once again. Furnace just kicked right on. You guys can hear it. So while that's going, we'll kick on the sump. There goes the sump pump. Alright. Refrigerator. And there's that light. Well, ready? I'm kind of iffy on this. Well, it worked. This light definitely bogged down. I'll shoot that again. Watch this well, or watch this light when the well kicks on. So the generator can definitely do it. This system is shaky, which is, it's just really vibrating, which means it's not running at full RPM, the pump down there, but it's running. We have the furnace running, and this is just the hot water heater. So on that side, you just saw how that one kicked down. That's because the furnace blower kicked down. But we're drawing 15 on each side. That's because we have the furnace running. We're running a little bit more on this side for some reason. But the well is still filling. And as you can see, all of these are up. Alright, there goes the well. The well kicked off. For some reason, oh, we're still drawing. See, on ABC, this is how you can see what you're drawing. On ABC, we're still drawing just over, I'd probably say about 700 watts. And that's because the furnace is drawing 700 watts. And then I'm not really sure what's drawing on this side except for that light and possibly, but that needle is kind of moving around. So I guarantee you if I turn off F, wait, why is an ABC circuit going off if I turn off F? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, now it kicks back on. So let me just see if I turn off this light. Alright, so it does something to it. And you can see that little arrow moving up and down. But I don't know, it doesn't really make sense, but everything's working fine. Heat is on, and I don't know why I did that. I'll turn this back on. Flick that back over to street power, street power, street power, street power, and street power. So the furnace is still going. If you do a click that fast where you just right back down, right back down, right back down, you'll never have a problem with any of your devices malfunctioning. Everything should keep you running. It depends how fast you click it back and forth. Like the furnace never even shut off. I'll click it back to generator power. And I'll put the light on generator power so we can see how much of a kick down the furnace puts on it. Almost nothing. And taking the generator back off now. Alright, and now this is off position, street power. And I'll put the mic kind of close to the light so you can hear the difference in voltage, because you got AC voltage, which comes in from the street, and then you got DC, which comes in from the generator, and you'll hear a difference in the motor. So just listen here. You can hear that little grinding. It's nothing bad for the light, it's just a different type of voltage coming into the generator at once, or coming into the light from the generator. So, but yeah, everything runs smoothly still. Not that big of a voltage drop. The wires don't get hot at all, and yeah, just runs right through the ceiling, all the way over there. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the update video. Should be doing a lot more videos lately, or soon. I should be starting and getting a lot more serious with my videos, because I feel kind of bad that I haven't done anything for you guys. But yeah, so that's the update video. See you guys later. Peace.